Hey yo, what is up everybody? It's your boy Dice, aka Dice. I'm back at it again with another banger of a video. So without further ado, let's get it, let's go. The Grendel King Predator, the Yautja of all Yautja, versus the Assassin Upgrade Predator, the genetically modified beast, going up against the primal savage of his species and kind. We have the original bad blood badass king predator going up against a genetically modified savage monster. So without further ado, let's get it, let's go. The assassin predator versus, of course, the Grendel king. When we look at both of these creatures side by side, we see that they're both Yautja, similar to the super predators, but the big key difference is that the Grendel King, in fact, is actually not genetically modified from what we understand. I mean, as far as the Amengi go, yeah, the Amengi had genetically modified the Yautja DNA, creating the most powerful gladiators. But after the uprising with Khalil, and of course, the whole thing with Khalil the Alpha Predator, this civil war broke out. The Yautja freed themselves because they had been enslaved by the Amengi for centuries. And now the Yautja had proved themselves to be very violent and very, very dangerous and lethal. This society is built off of hunting. And of course, they seem primitive in some ways, but they have very advanced tech. And so they stole their tech from the Amengis and repurposed it. You got the Grendel King, who is the result of generations upon generations of selective breeding to where the Yautja bred the perfect Yautja. It's like eugenics for Yautja. Now, the upgrade predator assassin, on the other hand, is, you mean, a pretty badass predator. Like, this one is dope, but there's a big difference between this one and the one that's known as the Grendel King. The assassin predator is fast and skilled, very intelligent. The Grendel King, on the other hand, is intelligent, but his focus isn't intelligence. His focus is being the most brutal, primal beast there is. He has been proven to be a Yautja king. Yeah, he's a bad blood, but so is the assassin. They don't follow the honor code of the Yautja. One is an ancient warrior, and one is a modern, advanced weapon, a living weapon. The assassin is the living weapon, having been experimented on by bad blood rogue Yautja and whatever, to the point where they created the most dangerous Yautja, a mixture of the most dangerous species in the galaxy with Yautja DNA, perfecting it to create the assassin upgrade ultimate predator. Grendel King is, on the other hand, physically strong because he's actually gone through the experience of being a hunter, being a gladiator warrior, being a savage, and he's picked up after the Amengi and carried on their ways where you either kill or enslave your enemies. Yeah, it's not good, obviously, whatever. YouTube doesn't like me talking about that shit, but it's true. These alien races, this is how they treated each other, just like how humans treated each other in the past. It's like a fucking history lesson, you mean? But it's mixed in with entertainment to the point where you can actually see that it's dope. You can see it's dope as fuck and actually get the entertainment value from it. Grendel King versus Assassin. Let's get it, let's go. Fight. The Grendel King sees the assassin predator. The assassin roars out at him, shrieking a roar, a horrible, horrifying roar that trembles the ground, causing the ground to shake with the vibrations of his voice. As the Grendel King hears this, he roars out, roaring back in his face. Both have very, very interesting weapons. And so, of course, the assassin has his explosive plasma caster weapon mounted on his wrist. He fires the weapon at the Grendel King. It hits the Grendel King in the skull, but it hits directly on the skull that the Grendel King wears over his head as a helmet biomask, and it simply burns up the front of the skull but doesn't actually take Grendel King's head off. So the assassin turns up the heat and fires the plasma blaster again. Boom, firing 2 shots. Boom, boom, right at his skull. Grendel King ducks out of the way, running up and jumping through the air, kicking the assassin under his jaw as he goes flying through the air. He hits a wall, breaks through this wall of stone as he hits the side of a cliff. He hits this cliff, he goes through the stone and into the wall, as then the Grendel King runs up and punches him. going straight through the wall, as then the stone begins to crumble, turning into rubble, as the assassin elbows the shit out of the Grendel King in the face, and then savagely headbutts him and goes to bite him, but Grendel King bashes his head into his, and then uppercuts him, chin-checking him, sending him flying up through the rubble as he goes flying into the air through the rubble. The Grendel King is so dope and so savage that he takes his wrist blades, extracting them and slashing right for the head, going straight for the kill. But Grendel King merely punches him directly in the face, punching the living shit out of the motherfucker, just socking him, just sparking him off top. Hits cuz so bad he cracks his mandible and cracks his face open. The assassin predator weaves, dodging the next hit, maneuvering out of the way as he spins around and slashes his wrist blade, slicing open Grendel King's chest. Grendel King takes the two xenomorph queen tails and stabs them straight through the upgrade predator, the tails that trail down his back. He grabs them, two of them, and stabs them directly into the assassin predator, plunging them into his neck and his throat. Grendel King is unstoppable. This is the most epic, legendary battle of Yautja in the history of the Yautja species at this point. The Yautja had eliminated the Amengi, and just like they fought the Amengi and eliminated them, in this way, the Yautja fight each other in this brutal civil war as the Grendel King is fighting the assassin. The assassin stabs straight through Grendel King, stabbing him in the chest 3 times as Grendel King backhands him. He tries to shoot the plasma caster directly under his skull, blowing his head off, but the Grendel King stabs very brutally through him, piercing through his skull and brain. He then hacks, slashes, slicing straight through his brainstem, decapitating him. Winner, Grendel King. Anyways, been your boy Dyson, and I'm out. Peace.